What's going on, fellow patriots? Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than I normally do. Now, with Biden being in office illegitimately, might I add, we've heard a lot of talk about there being blackouts, needing to have supplies to last you 10 days. Well, I've always been one to, if we need to bug out, let's go, let's have supplies. Let's have a little survival 101 going on. So I thought today I would show you how to start a fire with a 9-volt battery and some steel wool. Not that hard, has been a while since I've done it, but that's all you need. Now, of course, to start an actual fire, you're gonna need some, kindling, some lint, some leaves, something to actually get your fire going besides this, because this is just a starter. So it's pretty easy. Now, I know a lot of my generation has no idea about the great outdoors. I've grown up outside, starting fires, all of this, but I know a lot of people have heard of how to start a fire with steel wool and a 9-volt battery, but don't actually know how or could use a refresher. So I thought today I would show you. I'm not going to start an actual fire. I'm just going to show you how you do it. But all you do is you take your piece of steel wool and you make sure that it is very fluffed out. If it is not fluffed out, it will still spark, but it will not actually catch on fire. And it will take a lot longer, and it's harder once you put the battery to the steel wool. If you don't fluff it out, it's a lot harder to do it again. So just make sure you have it fluffed out. And I took a very small piece because I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm just showing you guys how to do it. So I've taken my piece of steel wool, and it is pretty fluffed out. I've separated it and I've kind of balled it up, but as long as it's separated, it should still work. So since I'm not starting an actual fire, I am just using an ashtray to set the steel wool in, but it is fluffed out. And all you do is you take your 9-volt and you just put it up against the steel wool, and it should do that. And now when you're starting an actual fire, you will gently blow on it to get a flame going. But, that is just all that you do, and that's it. And for an actual fire, you would start gently placing your lint or leaves or small sticks to get it going, but that's really just about it. It is very easy to do. So if you are getting a survival kit ready, make sure that you keep your battery separate or tape these, because if your steel wool does come in contact with the battery, it will spark. It doesn't matter if it's fluffed or not, so just make sure that you keep them separate, or the battery is packaged to where that it won't come in contact with the steel wool. But that is it. So now, I know that was a bit different than what I normally do, but survival skills are great to know, and even if you don't plan on surviving out in the wild, just knowing how to start a fire other than some lighter fluid and a lighter is nice to know. So hopefully you learned something new today. I encourage everyone to try this out. Let me know in the comment section below if you've used this method before, or if you were trying it for the first time and how it went. So hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I will try and get that vice president video out as soon as I can. I thought this was a little more pressing, but this is your host, President Arwal, and Freedom Speaks.